copyrights, IP management for startups. Uh, I do not know your background, all of you, if you are like aware about IP. Probably you might be knowing the basics of intellectual property. So how I am planning this session is like I will try to cover these 8 points, and if you want anything else, you please stop me at any time, and I include that particular thing. So little bit of introduction, what are the different types and acts. Also one more thing, if in between if there is a connection issues or if you are not able to um, um, that see the slides, you just inform me, okay, because this happens sometimes. Okay. Second point I would like to cover is IP and its relevance to pharma and biotechnology. I'm assuming more pharma students here, and then we will go for patent definition, then types and patent filing in India, patent and project planning, how can do, because we have to remember patent is not a chance matter. It is a very planned activity. So you can plan, and if you decide, okay, I want this many patents, definitely you can plan that particular way. Just like your research paper means, we are very sure during our research that yes, we are going to publish this papers like 2 3 4 whatever it may be. So similarly you can plan for the patent. Maybe the duration and the output may be different, but that is absolutely possible. Then we will little bit go into the copyright, and we will check how copyright is relevant to us. Then we will go for the little bit about trademarks, because whenever you are in pharma industry you are dealing with trademarks much more. Okay, if you want to add anything, you can just tell me. Okay. Now, these are the few questions generally you face when we are thinking about intellectual property. That what is IPR or what is patent? Whether my work is patentable? How I can protect it? What is the life of any IP? That is, what is the life of patent? What is the life of copyright? Because they have certain stipulated life. What is patent portfolio? And it is like necessary that as an institute we should have a very good portfolio. Means now we should not like escape, or we should not think that, oh, we are like new in this IP domain, and why should we think about a portfolio? We do wealth portfolio, so why can't we do a patent portfolio? Because patent portfolio, if we have a strong patent portfolio, definitely that can be a cash cow that can help you in a fundraising, wealth creation. What is prime search? Then what is infringement, or what do you understand by inventor and assignee? Because this is a very common question we face, that I'm a faculty, I'm a student in the college, whether I'm an inventor or I'm assignee. So that questions come in our mind. Now I'm just giving you the map of India just to give you idea that we are like surrounded by IP, and we are like rich, or you can relate IP in your day-to-day life. Okay, so this is a map of India, and you can see the fabrics. This is like a mithai, like various food items which we are creating. This is dances which are followed. This is like a flora and fauna of the country. Now you will see how this is connected to intellectual property.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah,
Your voice is little low.
it is low. Is it better now?
Yes, yes, ma'am. It's better now.
Okay, so I should hold it properly in this way. Thank you. Okay. So when we are talking about, is it better?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Okay. So when we are talking about this fabric of India, how it is related to IP. So we are like aware about brands like Rough and Tough, or Peter England, or Khadi, right? So a few examples I have given. So these are very good trademarks. Or if you see the design on the apparel, and that designer kind of output, obviously copyright is coming into the picture there. When you see this mithai, then you will say how mithai is related. So copyright is coming because, yeah, Sanjeev Kapoor's recipe book, or when you create a WhatsApp group and you are sharing something in WhatsApp related to recipe, you are creating a kind of a literature kind of a thing, a content you are creating, that is copyrighted. or we are very well aware about Rasagulla case of West Bengal and Odisha. That is, they were fighting for the geographical indication, which is one of the type of IP. Or we are like very well aware about the FMCG industry where ITC is there, then General Mills is there, Kellogg's is there. So these are the like so many others. So these are like a trademarks, and then you are like very particular. Oh, I want Haldiram product or I want Balaji product. So this kind of a trademark is coming into the picture. So all these three IP come into the picture. If you take the example of a dances, again I'm just bringing your attention to film industry, and you know that Sanjay Leela Bansali, if I say, so film industry, that nice kind of a choreographed dances we have watched in this movie, all these are copyrighted. And then the Sanjay Leela Bansali production, that is a trademark. So you can just relate the production and all that kind of examples. Now, this is like a biodiversity, traditional knowledge, and trade secret kind of a thing. So we are very well aware that we are rich in flora and fauna, and biodiversity like comes into the picture. And you know that in a patent act we have to compulsory take a permission from biodiversity board when we are filing a patent. If we are using any natural resources, we have to do that particular procedure. The traditional knowledge, there are various opinions about a traditional knowledge, that whether it should be IP or not, but we can just keep away ourselves from that debate. But we should be aware that is traditional knowledge, you can consider it as a trade secret kind of a thing, or you can relate it with the biodiversity, or that way means when we are talking, definitely traditional knowledge is coming into the picture. And trade secret is definitely it is coming because we are very rich in that knowledge which is kind of passed from generation to generations. And probably you will aware about TKDL library where all Vedas and all are like translated, and that is available because the case like Basmati or Haldi happened, and then at that time it was suggested that we are not aware about that pure traditional knowledge, so better you create a database so that whenever we are like examining that particular thing, this is like a developed nations patent offices suggested, so that we can go through these databases and we will be aware about, yes, this is already in the public domain, and we will not allow such kind of patents to be granted. So we can say that yes, IP is everywhere in that way. And just like I have given you example, so I generally say now that okay, we learn that air is everywhere. Now you can say that yes, IP is everywhere. Means now also if you see, suppose you are sitting on a table and on the table your laptop is there or mobile is there. Then yeah, anybody have any doubt? Yes, yes. Somebody has raised voice. Okay. So, uh, because my chat window I am not able to see here. Okay. Okay. I have to look it separately. Fine. So, when we are talking about this IP, and when I say now you are sitting in the chair which you are using, probably maybe of Nilkamal or maybe of Godrej, or the laptop which you are using, maybe of Dell or maybe of Lenovo or HP, or the pen which you are using, maybe of Parker, maybe of some other brand, or the you are writing while probably you are writing when I am like sharing some knowledge, whatever I know, probably you are noting down that particular thing. So when you are doing all these activities, I have given you example of a trademark. I have given you that yes, you are writing, that is, you are creating copyright. I am giving sessions, so I am performing, so that is performance right, or that is one of the related right when we are talking about copyright. So in that way, like everywhere you go, and you just think of okay, in kitchen you go, you say, oh, pressure cooker, this is a trademark, having trademark, this trademark, or this recipe I'm using and all that. So you can just relate easily that you are surrounded by IP every time. Now these are the this is the classification of intellectual property, and you are pretty well aware about this classification. So when we are classifying this intellectual property, we classify it as a property, and in that property, movable property and immovable property, that is a tangible property that we are pretty well aware about. So we will not go into details that flats, jewelry, or car and all that. When I'm talking about intangible property, then his IP is one of the small part in intangible property. So here, this intellectual property consists of 8 types. So you can see here 8 types as patent, trademark, industrial design, layout design of IC, trade secret, geographical indication is there, protection of plant varieties and farmers' right is there, copyright. So all these kind of different types of IP are there. Probably you are aware about that particular thing. And these are the different kind of statutory arrangements which are made for intellectual property. Like Patent Act is there, Copyright Act is separate, Trademark Act is separate, Design Act is there, Geographical Indication, Protection of Plant Varieties and Farmers' Right, Semiconductor Integrated Circuit Layout Design Act is there, and Biodiversity Act is there. So these are the different acts available. Now I always give an example that how we this intangible property or intellectual property and normal property, there is a lot of similarity. So I quickly give that similarity, that whenever suppose this building is there and I want to buy one flat there, what I generally follow, I have some specifications in mind. So that is my preparation. Second step, I take that okay, I will check that building details like legal things I want to check. So I will do the search report, and then I will check that whether title is clear. So similarly, when I'm talking about intellectual property, suppose I take example of a patent, because it is applicable with all IPs, but I just give you the example of a patent. What I do search report, but we will call it as we have done a prior art search and we have created search report. So what I am confirming in that particular thing? So I am confirming here that whether really my creation is the first time in the world, because for a patent we have to follow that my creation should be first time in the world. So I have to check whether really I have done it first time in the world. So that check is like necessary, and we call it as a prior art search. And I can tell you that prior art search changes, means day change and prior art search change. So whenever you are trying to file your IP, at that time only you have to do the kind of IP search, and also before you are starting your research, so that you can get idea what exactly is existing in the state of the art in my domain, what is going on. So first thing is very common, search report, checking title is clear. I am checking here novelty aspect. Second thing I will do is like I will kind of create a draft. I will write something. So we do an agreement for a flat registration. We write up details about that flat, and then owner, and the who is like buying, and then witnesses. So all this thing is there. So similarly here, when I'm like filing a patent, I'm creating a draft, and there I'm writing the specifications about my invention. So similarity again. Then what next step I do? I will go to government office and I will give that stamp duty, registration fee, and then in that office they will kind of confirm the registration of that particular property. So here what happened here, I'm going to the Patent Office of India. There are 4 patent offices. We will go into details of that. So I will go into that 4 patent offices according to my jurisdiction. So here also we follow jurisdiction, property, wherever that property is there, related to that in that jurisdiction, whatever IP, that whatever that registration office is there, we are like going to that office. So similarly, if I'm in Mumbai, Maharashtra, so Mumbai, is my jurisdiction. So I have to file it in that patent office. So I will give that draft. I will give fee, statutory fee, just like a registration fee. And then once I do that, I get a code. I get a number. And yes, my patent is filed. Now I am ready to use it. I can open it in public domain and I can start the commercialization immediately after that application. So that way we are, and this is applicable in every IP. So we will go into details of that soon. So now second similarity. So second similarity is like this. Suppose you buy this bungalow, and what this bungalow is bought means what you have that control, you have rightful possession. Whatever the steps I have told you just now, you have done that and you have owned this property. So similarly, you have owned that patent. So what we do with this property? We can control use of that property. Who will live in this house? Second, we will check who will get benefit from this. Who will transfer or we can decide on the sale of this property. Also, we decide the use of this property by anybody. So that is our wish because we are owning. Similarly, if I own a patent, what I am doing, I am controlling the use of that patent. Who will use that patent? Okay, then I can take a benefit from that patent. Maybe I will license it. Maybe myself develop entrepreneurial activity around that patent. Or I'm not interested in business. So what I will do, I will sold out my property. That is patent. I will sold out, and you are very well aware about a portfolio selling and how Motorola has been paid by Google when that acquisition happened. So all these activities are there. And then excludes others from using that property. I will not allow anybody to use my patent unless I wish that particular thing. So same thing you are doing with that IP, just like your normal kind of activity. So when I say patent, if we start going into the details of patent, I will see that there are three broad areas in the patent. One is a searching and analytics. Second is a drafting and prosecution, and third is a litigation. First part is a kind of a back-end activity, and many organization. I'm just giving you the career options also here, and considering research also that how it works. So if you are in a big organizations or also in the institute, if we are doing this activity, we require that patent analytics so that we can understand that where are the gaps, what is that area which is untapped, and I can work on that particular thing. And there are the chances that yes, if it is untapped, I can create a new knowledge in that, and probably that will qualify patent criteria. So that is the analytics. It is that analytics separate team is there, just like business analytics. This analytics is done, and this is a kind of a thorough activity which gives organization the idea about the technology trend, how that technology is moving, how market is acting considering this technology. All this information is like we can get by this patent analytics. Considering R&D and our research, we get idea that this is my domain. In my domain, this much work is done, and now I have to build up on that particular thing. So that is a searching and analytics. Second is a drafting prosecution. This activity only patent agents can allow, means can do. It is allowed to only patent agents to do this activity. That is another very good career option also. And here, what exactly happens is like all that office actions related to patent, which we are doing in a patent office, that will be carried out. And drafting part, that is a very important part of a patent filing. So that is a patent office related activity. Patent litigation that we are talking, that is the part which is, if unfortunately, if anything happens, infringement happen or somebody copies your, you copy by mistake or whatever it may be the reason, you enter into the litigation. and at that time it goes into the court of law, and we know that court of law lawyers are there to take care of that particular thing. Okay, now this is some idea about patent analytics. I'm giving you the example of Louis Pasteur. That is in 1873. You can just imagine that we are talking about IP now. 1873, he has received patent for that yeast, and it was like a treated as an article of manufacture. Or the cyclosporin example, that fungus. So Swiss scientists, just to give you example that how long back this patenting activity is going on. We are very well aware about Anand Chakrabarti case. Because of that microorganisms, if there is a human intervention, that are allowed to do patent. Okay, and that was a very landmark case. Anand Chakrabarti and Diamond, that is a case. Anand Chakrabarti is an inventor, and Diamond, he the name of the judge. Now, this PCR process of Dr. Murray stack polymerase, and then the Roche example. Just I have given examples here. Now, what rights are granted to the inventor? We have just seen that you are like getting authority and you can control the use of that IP. It is said that patent is a repository of vital information. The number it is written here 100 million, but I tell you current number is 110 million patents are. Where exactly you will get that 110 million? All are in public domain. You can access that particular thing. You have to go to eSpaceNet. Okay, that is a database which is publicly available, and there you can access all these 110 million documents. And the sentence you are seeing here is like a 70% of the knowledge you can get it from the patent document, because it is not published anywhere else, not in magazines or in research papers. Why you are getting it here? Because the mandate of patent law is like that. If, we will just see quickly the definition of a patent, that it says that your voice is low and speaker is okay, sorry. Okay, I will hold it. Now, when we are talking about this 70% knowledge that is there, uh, why? Because definition of patent says that you will get patent grant only when you are disclosing the information. That is when you are like a Vaishnavi, madam, you have some queries, I guess. Yeah, if you have, you please ask. Hello, am I audible now? Yeah.
We will take the questions at the end of session.
Okay, fine, no problem. Okay.
We are also requesting to participant to they can post their question in chat box.
Okay. So when we are talking about this knowledge, why this is the scenario? Because if you see the definition of patent, it says that you will get a patent only when you will disclose the information of about that patent, complete details of that patent. So this is the certificate of a patent whenever it is granted. Now the format is little bit changed. Now this is the example I am giving, that when patent is published in the Gazette after 18 months, we will see that timeline. So you will get the idea that after 18 months, a patent will be published, and how it is published. So this is the way by which it is published online, and everybody can access that information. Okay. Now, this is something basic information you are getting on the first page of a patent. But before that, I will give you what exactly patent is, how it is defined. So, patent, we call it as a, it is like a invention, okay, which should follow criteria for patentability. So what are the criteria for patentability? So the These criteria are like a novelty, non-obviousness, and industrial applicability. Now, novelty, I have already told you that it should be first time in the world. Don't think like it is India. I'm like filing patent in India. No, you should be your invention. Maybe you are filing only in India, but it should be first time in the world. First criteria. Second criteria, it should be having industrial applicability. Means I will develop something, but if it is not having any application, any practical application, if it is not there, no chance you can't get a patent. So that is the second. The third criteria is like a non-obviousness. So you are like suppose biotechnologist or pharma kind of you are working in that domain. So how non-obviousness is defined in short or in a simple way. So suppose you develop something and you feel, oh, it is new, but your colleague should feel that yes, it is really new. Because for me, if it is, I'm not a pharmacist, probably I will feel everything new because I am hearing it first time, all the things. But the colleague who is working in that domain and having a basic understanding about the subject, if he or she says that yes, it is something really new or it is not obvious, then yes, then you can say that yes, it is really a non-obvious thing. I am not able to think about it, but this fellow has thought, he has created something. So that is something non-obvious. Okay. So these are the three important criteria. And then the who is giving this particular monopoly to you? Because when you are getting a grant of a patent, you are getting a monopoly kind of thing. So sovereign of a state, government of India, they are like having a separate body, that is a patent offices are created. We in India have a four patent offices are there: Mumbai, Delhi, Chennai, and Calcutta. So these are the four patent offices are there. And they you are filing according to your jurisdiction the patent application there. And you are like a, if you pass through the criteria for that patent, that novelty, non-obviousness, and industrial applicability, and along with there is a one more section, that is a section 3, and there is a section 4. We will quickly go into that in a few minutes. So if we go through all this examination, if we pass kind of a examination, then our patent will be granted. So who has given that right? Sovereign of the state has given me that right if I am applying for the patent. How many days I am getting this right, or how, what is the life of a patent? It is a 20 years. It is a, everybody knows about that thing, that it is 20 years, and after 20 years that particular thing comes into the public domain. So anybody can then use that invention and they can develop their entrepreneurial activity around that particular thing. One more thing I will say that because I'm just giving you, if you are entering into the entrepreneurial activity, these things are very important. That please remember that IP, when we are talking, it is a territorial right. So if you are like, okay, that my activity is limited to India, fine. Then you file your patent application only in India and you can enforce your right in India. But if you want to do a business in USA, Europe, China, and say Dubai, then that will not work. You have to file patent in that countries too to enforce your rights if somebody do the imitation, if somebody copy your invention. So please remember this IP, it is a territorial right, and you have to get a grant from each sovereign wherever your market is, probable market is there. So that is a very important thing. Now the next thing like about a patent is like the criteria, another criteria which I have mentioned, that you will get that grant only when you will disclose all the information. So you are going to disclose everything, whatever you are doing. So although we say that you have to disclose, while drafting we ask our client that which is that critical part in your invention. Because I tell you, if your invention is there, only if you are really done the invention, you are able to write it in 4 lines only. So that is one small development we are doing in that particular domain, right? And then the second question I ask generally to the client, tell me that which is that critical thing you feel, which is the most important thing in your invention, and that is like a crux of your invention that you probably don't want to disclose it. You want to keep it as a secret. So we will try to understand what is that particular thing. Because when I know this invention, technical development, and when I know that heart, what is that heart of his invention or her invention, I will take utmost caution that I will not disclose that particular thing, although I will follow the patent kind of guidelines. That is, I have to disclose everything. So that is our skill, that to protect our client. That is very important because we can't disclose that particular crux of that invention. Okay, although we are like a following the guideline of a patent drafting that disclose everything. So, for example, I can give you examples because if you yourself want to draft something, you can do this particular thing. Because I'm always of the opinion everybody should file a patent if you are doing some applied research. Okay, so how you can do that particular thing? So, for example, the particular thing in your invention or a heart of an invention is a ethanol, and that ethanol is like a certain percentage of ethanol, that concentration, that specification is there. So I come to know that okay, this is your important part in your invention. So I will not disclose it as a ethanol with a 90% purity, 95% purity and all that thing. I will not do that thing. What I will do, instead of writing ethanol, I will like kind of write only hydrocarbon. That hydrocarbon is used in this invention to achieve this particular result. So I am following the criteria of patent drafting, and I'm also helping my client to keep his important thing like confidential. Also, if you have observed or read a patent reading is little bit clumsy thing. In roadmap for patent creation, we have dedicated 3 sessions for that particular thing, and it is a time taking. But I will suggest you that please spend some time, read one patent. Once we get acquainted with one patent, you can like read patents. Like nowadays, we read 1,000 patents also we can complete in one day. That is not a big deal because we know what exactly we have to go through. So I am suggesting, because especially if you are in a research or entrepreneurial activity, for both this patent reading is important in your domain. Whatever patents are there, definitely that will help or give you edge in your activity. Okay, so definition of patent is a patent which is a new novelty, non-obviousness, industrial applicability granted by a sovereign of a state for a stipulated period of time when I'm disclosing it for a completely, okay, that particular thing, and the life is 20 years. And again, it is a territorial right. It is, there is no kind of a world patent. There is a, it is said international patent, but that is a one route, that is international patent filing, that is a one route is there. Okay, now when you are reading this patent, this is the first page of a patent, and you will get lot of information here, like who is the inventor. If I can show you here, you can see here is a applicant or assignee, who is the inventor, then what is the application, then when it is filed. Okay, then this is a classification. We follow IUPAC classification. That kind of coding is there. So similarly in patent we have a coding. Then this is like which country this patent is filed, and then yes, this is a date of patent, so you can say that this patent is granted, and this is patent number, And these are the few references which are given here. And here the examiners who have done the examination in the patent office. So this patent, all other information you can see on Indian patent, only this examiner's name is not disclosed. Okay, but all other information you will get any patent you take from any jurisdiction. So any country patent, they will follow the standard way of a drafting of a patent. Okay, and these are the parts of a patent. Okay, so this is a format. So if you want to draft a patent, you can follow this title or field of invention, background, object of invention, or summary of invention, drawings, detailed description, claims and abstract. So claim is like a heart of a patent that is a little bit difficult to draft unless until you have a practice. Probably you will not able to draft claims, or you may miss important thing while drafting claims. So otherwise all other like information you can easily kind of draft. So this is a general structure of a patent. Now this document codes and all, that is for example, if China CN is there, India IN is there. Okay, Europe it is a EP is there, so you can easily understand. Now these are the types of patents. So you will require this would like to know ordinary patent filing, divisional, what is that, conventional, international, national phase, cognate and addition. We will go into details of only when we will go in the timeline. I will tell you how exactly it happens. Okay, so these are the jurisdiction, these are the four offices, and this is the jurisdiction. So we are like in Pune, no, we can say that yes, Mumbai is our jurisdiction, but nowadays we have to understand that is a everything is online. It is not necessary to visit office. So wherever the office is there, but our we have to fill in the form that which jurisdiction we are coming. So our jurisdiction is Mumbai. Okay, now what we are able to patent. So we can, these are the things which you can patent: process or method, machine apparatus, article of manufacture, compositions, and improvements if any. So these are the things which you are patenting. Now this is something a very important section, and in that there is one or two which are very close and related to pharmaceuticals. Okay, so this you can easily understand: frivolous or contrary to public order, or a mere discovery of a scientific principle, that is not patentable, that you can easily understand. Now this is something which you would like to know more as a pharma student and a researcher in the pharma domain. So new use of a known substance is not patentable. So aspirin is a very classic example of that, right? So we are very well aware about the second use of aspirin, which is realized is a blood thinning activity or blood thinning quality of that particular molecule. But this cannot be patentable in India because we don't allow new use of a known substance to be patented. Then a discovery of a new property of a known substance, no, that we cannot patent because uh, once you have patented, that 20 years lifetime is there, and whatever further developments you are doing around that particular molecule, it is not patentable. Mere use of a known process, okay, that is also not patentable. And derivatives means generally what happens, no? We are very smart, no? If it is like chlorine, we replace it with a bromine or fluorine. Sometimes it works, that replacement, because like they are in the same group, and we try to develop a derivatives. Or in, if it is a benzene ring is there, we try to replace some molecules there, and yes, we get lot of kind of derivatives out of that. Patent law will not allow us to do the patenting of that particular thing. Okay, then mere admixture, that 1 plus 1, I know that this is giving me this property, that 1 plus 1 is 2, patent office will not allow that particular thing. But suppose 1 plus 1, the result is synergistic. I'm getting 1 plus 1, 8, 1 plus 100. Excellent. That thing will be definitely patentable. Altogether, the property is completely changing, and again, that is following the criteria of patent. And yes, then yes, it is like a um, allowed for patenting. Mere arrangement, rearrangement, duplication of a known substance, not allowed. Okay, and one more thing I should suggest you, Marcus database is there. Probably that is very useful when you are dealing with the pharma industry. Okay, now this is a timeline of a patent. How that this is something we are more we should be aware that how exactly it works and what causes we can take. So suppose I am doing a research, okay, and yes, I am knowing that I am completely aware that I have to do patent analytics. So I have done it, and I know that this is a gap where I can do the research, and then I plan also. So I'm just giving you the research planning also, and how you should go for that. So you have done that analysis, you got the landscape, you identified that area where the gap is, and then you have started working in that. But before starting only, I will kind of plan that if I feel that I will work in such a way that probably by end of 1 year, generally organizations plan in that way, that they anticipate or they expect or keep a target, you can say that at the end of 1 year or 1.5 year, I should get something new in that particular domain if I follow this particular way or follow particular process, because you have done that all analysis. So and if you are sure that okay, now within 12 months I'm able to get the specifications for that particular process. So if you are so sure about that particular thing and the 12 months timeline further to get the specification, this is the step where you have to follow a provisional application. Now, provisional applications does not expect full details, full specifications, but a broad kind of outline, and how probably you are moving further, and that you anticipate that results are coming. So you have to give that details in a provisional application. Within 12 months, as I have told you, you have to file a complete specification. But if you are ready with the complete details of that, you can directly file a complete specification. Provisional is a very good arrangement which is available if you want to use this arrangement for a priority, securing priority, then you can use that particular thing. After 18 months, publication happens. So from 0 to 18, your patent application will never come into the public domain. It is like in the black box kind of a thing is there. So we are not able to see that particular thing what you have filed. So this is a 18 months publication is there. That is a pre-grant opposition now it is you are saying. So what happens that after publication, if somebody finds that invention is like frivolous, against public order, theft has happened, whatever it may be. So people can file, anybody can file a pre-grant opposition. That is before grant and after 18 months, this pre-grant opposition is allowed. Now request for examination 48 months is written, but I will suggest you, please listen carefully, that although it is written 48 months, don't wait for 48 months, because you have seen the cases like a patent is granted after 9 years, 10 years. This is the reason that people forgot to file the examination request, and then they file at the end of 48 months around that time, and after that 3 years, 4 years will be the timeline for your your patent will like considered for examination. So whenever in that complete specification we are filing here, or if you are filing it here along with the complete specification, please remember, file a request for examination, then your patent will come in the queue immediately, and probably in 3 and 4 years your patent will be examined and granted also if you follow the next step, that is a examination report FER is there, that is the first examination report comes, you have to give reply in 6 months. So if you give that and if it is satisfactory, it will be immediately granted. If there are still queries, then this hearing will be scheduled by patent office. During that hearing, you can clarify all the queries raised by examiner, and then that patent will be granted. And after granting, there may be a possibility that people will oppose that, and that opposition time given is a 1 year time is there. So this is a patent timeline is there. Now I was just telling you that ordinary application. So this is an ordinary application. We have just seen the examples or types of patent. No? That is ordinary. Then provisional patent. Then complete kind of a application. The next is like within this period of this 0 to 12. Okay, what happened that suppose you have started working and after 3 months you have filed provisional and you are working, and then you realized, oh, I'm getting this one more thing which is like probably fitting in that criteria of patent. I should file it. File another provisional patent application. After 6 months, same, you found something very interesting. File another provisional patent application. So this may happen. Okay, if you are fair enough lucky, and if you are very not only lucky, if your planning is perfect, this happens. So in that period, that is 0 to 12, suppose two more provisional application you have filed. So what you can do at the end of a 12 months, you can collate all this together and you can file only one application considering the keeping that first one as a parent, and that is called as a cognate. So I want to give you the definition of a cognate application. Ordinary you understood. Provisional complete we understood. Now the conventional application and a PCT, that is an international patent application route. Two routes. Okay. Now what is a conventional? So if you see this timeline of 12 months, this is a very important timeline. Okay. If I'm filing patent in India, and as I have told you, if you are entrepreneur or you are like a researcher and you have to um, thinking of entrepreneurial activity, or you are academician and you want to create wealth, you don't want to do entrepreneurial activity, but you know that my patent is useful in these 5 countries. So if you are very sure about a market, go for a conventional application and file a patent in that countries directly. So that is a conventional application because there is a Paris Convention, and you are like a treated as a citizen of that country. So if you are filing application in US, just like a US citizen, you will be treated when patent application is considered, and all facilities or all rules regulation you have to follow as if you are a citizen of that country. That is a advantage of a convention. That is a Paris Convention. So this is a conventional route. A limited number. I know I'm pretty well equipped with the fund so that I'm able to file that particular thing. Another route is a PCT. So when you are going to use this PCT, I'm not sure about a market. And second reason is that I want to file it in 20 countries. I know market. 20 countries are very good for my invention, but I don't have a fund. I don't want to lose it. So what I will do, I will file a PCT application. That will give me, instead of this 12 months, I'm getting a 30 months timeline. So you can see here this patent PCT timeline. So I have done the application 0, and then within 12 months, what I have to do? I have to file a PCT application, Patent Cooperation Treaty. It is a treaty, and I will file that PCT application. What is the advantage? I have told you that you are getting your priority is secured for 30 months. Nobody will file application anywhere in the world once you file this PCT until your 30 months are over, because everybody knows that you are like have filed a PCT application. And then normal route is there. You get a international search report. Obviously this office is in Geneva. Your application goes there, everything is online, and this is a search report, means we are not sure about 18 months, so we are not getting any report from Indian Patent Office, right? Or any patent office, not Indian Patent Office, because it is in a that close condition. But if you file PCT, you get a search report at the end of 16 months. Publication, international publication will happen. Then there is IPR. This is optional. Generally, we never suggest this to our client. It is optional. You have to give extra fee for that. But yeah, some industry opt that particular thing. And at the end of 30 months, before that end of that 30 months, you have to enter into national list. So now you can enter into that 20 countries, 26 countries, wherever you want to go, you can file that particular patent. So this is a PCT timeline. Okay. Now, this is a WIPO website. So you can just note down this, or you can Google patent scope and you can go on this site of a database of this and lot of information you will get here. This is USPTO. You can note down this United States Patent Trademark Office, because they are holding their own databases. You can go through these databases. This is a eSpaceNet. Please note down the spelling here. eSpaceNet. I will suggest that you can explore this, and this is a very good site for a patent searching. Okay. Then this is our Indian Patent Office site. You can just type IP India and you will kind of enter into them on this particular site. These are the few forms and then procedural aspects I have already told you. And I guess we are very well aware with these things now. Okay. So this is something about the patent. I just see that you will follow this path when you are like going into the patent activity. Okay. And just think, if you own any patent, just do the examination, that you research whatever you are doing and check if you can go for a patent filing. One question I'm just giving you for just to get idea if you are able to, means I'm able to convey. The question says that yeah, you can type in the chat box. I'm not able to open chat box, but yeah, you just check this example and try to answer this question if it is possible, maybe in the chat box. So the question says that Ramesh is a scientist at BRC, involved in atomic energy research, and he develops scientific process. His colleague Dr. Suresh uses this, and based on that principle, he develops a device. Now, question is, will Dr. Suresh be granted patent for his device, and will Dr. Ramesh be able to get a patent? So, any answer for this question? I'm just checking in the chat box if anybody can give answer to this question. Okay, Dr. Ramesh may not be able to file as they have restrictions in atomic energy. Yes. Okay. Any other answer? Suresh can get. Okay. Any other answer? He will not. He means who? Suresh or Ramesh? Suresh can get. Okay. Okay, Suresh can get. Okay. So I can explain you. Okay, both. Okay. So both is not a correct answer. I'm sorry. Because we have already seen that principles are not patentable, right? If any principle is there, that is not patentable, and therefore for that principle Ramesh will not get a patent, definitely. Now what about Suresh? I can the correct answers are there, but you just see the scenario. uh, if that invention is related to, and I have clearly mentioned it is a bark and atomic energy. So if it is a bark and atomic energy, section 4 comes into the picture of patent act. And if it is like some confidential information, secrecy directions are there, then no. Answer is no. That is a correct answer you have given. But suppose it is not in that secrecy direction. So, for example, it happens, no, DRDO is doing this activity and say apparel related patent invention is there. That how that apparel is best in used in the cold condition. Very good invention. No secrecy direction. DRDO can get cancel this patent to Peter this Birla and all, and they can earn quite good revenue from that particular thing, right? So it depends that if it is in coming under secrecy direction, that will not be patented. But if it is not coming in secrecy direction, that will be patented. Okay, let us try one more question, I guess. Okay. Okay, Mr. Arun, MTech students from computer engineering department, he go for a summer training, and he is like in that summer training he has developed some um, new thing. So whether who will own that particular thing, and this happens now. We go in training in holidays, means in our vacations we go. So what will be the case? Because this is very important. Now we have to be very careful. Why I am giving this? Why I am giving this example particularly, because if you are planning any entrepreneurial activity based on the very good, okay. Okay, software is not patentable. Okay, nice. Depends on his training agreement. Very good. Okay, so the case is like that. Suppose you are planning any entrepreneurial activity, huh? And then you are going for a training. Suppose you went into the pharma industry for a training, and if you try to impress them for maybe for job or for something, don't do that. That don't disclose your information about your invention unless it is necessary or is part of the uh, part of your activity. If it is a part of their activity, you have to work on that, but don't give anything which you feel that you are going to use it for that particular entrepreneurial activity. Because what will happen that this if it is like related to your entrepreneurial activity and you are disclosing, it will depend on, like you have correctly pointed out, it depends on agreement. And generally these organizations are putting their rights over all content created, and therefore definitely all rights will go to the industry wherever you are working, that organization, and you are already creating competitor for that particular thing. So be careful when you are going for the training. Okay, so thank you, nice answers you have given. Okay, now I will try to give you quick a few idea. I don't know how much time is there now. It's already 1 hour. I have almost completed about a patent thing. um, if you have queries, I guess that we should give, I should take, or what we should do. It depends on you.
You can continue. It's a
Yeah,
really
okay,
interesting session.
okay. So I quickly give you idea about a copyright. I'll give an example of Michael Jackson here. Do you know after his death, almost for 8 years, every year something around $8 million. Yeah, $8 million he used to earn after death. You can imagine. So that is the power of a IP. So how is it possible? That same thing here. I can give you another example. That um, Sanjay Leela Bhansali. I can give example of Oprah Winfrey. Do you know how much wealth she has created? If I'm not wrong, $3 billion she has created out of this Oprah Winfrey show. And you know her background, that how much struggle she has done actually. Everybody knows about Harry Potter, huh? $1.15 billion she has created. That is the strength of copyright, huh? So such a novel book series she has given, and she has done or created that fortune. And why these four examples I have given? Because when I talk about a copyright is for published or unpublished literary, and then other types are there. Okay, that is the expression. Copyright is for expression. Huh? So here, these examples I have given, you just see. The life of copyright in India, the life of copyright, patent it is 20 years. For copyright, life is like a author's life. So Harry Potter, this J.K. Rowling's life, Michael Jackson, I have told you. After death, that earning is there. So what happens? Life of an author plus 60 years. That is a right. That is given that right. Okay. So it is like a. You can just imagine the creation of that particular. For example, Salim Khan has created movies like Janjeer or and Sholem. So his life, and then after that, Salman or Bas, they will enjoy the rights over that particular thing till next 60 years. I guess I'm able to give you idea that how heirs will get benefited in this copyright. That after the death of the author who have created, their heirs are getting benefit for next 60 years. Okay, and this is the strength that one book series. Yeah, it's like a very novel thing, and the creation, you can see how much creation they are like doing, or that film industry, you take any example, they are how they are creating that particular thing. So this is the definition of copyright, and this is the subject matter of a copyright. So we have seen what can be patented. So similar way, here musical work, literary work, dramatic work, pantomimes, motion picture, sound recording. Just note down architectural work, okay, and pictorial graphical work is like you can copyright that particular thing. You are very well aware about this definition, cinematographic thing. Just now, that computer cannot be patented. I have seen the answer in the chat box. So yes, computer, you can go computer software for a copyright. Means software cannot be patented per se. Section 3 says per se. So that per se word is very important. So if you embed it with the hardware, okay, then it is patentable. And then you know artificial intelligence, what it is. So many patents related to artificial intelligence are granted. So why it is granted in India? Because per se is not patentable. But if it is with the hardware and some output is there, then yes, it is kind of patentable. Okay. Then the who is the owner actually? So these are the owners. Means you can just quickly go through literary work who have written that. Harry Potter, J.K. Rowling has written. So she will be the owner of that. Composer, so musical work is created. Okay, so who is composing that thing? He will like own that right. Artistic work, Picasso is creating art, so he's owner of that. Photograph, who creates that particular thing, clicks the photo, and you know about that monkey case, very popular monkey case. Then cinematographic film is there. Sanjay Leela Bansal is creating that thing. He's the owner. Producer is generally the owner. Okay. So this is the thing. And these are the related rights. I've given example. Broadcasting rights and performance right is there. Broadcasting rights for the timeline is for 25 years and performance right it is a 50 years. Okay. And these are the performance. Okay. You are very well aware about that. And then the little bit about the digital media, because DY Patil have their website. Nobody can copy that design of the kind of a feel of that website. Nobody can copy that that thing, because you have right over that particular thing. You have created it, so you have right over that. Okay, so this is quickly I have given you idea about a copyright and something about a trademark I am giving. So these are the trademarks. You are very well aware about that particular thing, and I'm just giving you the numbers that what is a value of a trademark. You can just imagine. I've given the value of a copyright. Okay, patent I can give you the value example. Best example I can give of say Google. You know the example of Google. PageRank, Stanford University. $300 million, 300 plus million dollars are received by Stanford. Okay, example of trademark. You see, Microsoft. This is the kind of value, $56 billion or $50 billion or $47 billion. Now it is like entering into the alphabet. This is our trademark, you can say. Okay, IT Bombay trademark I have just shown. I was associated with IT Bombay previously. Okay. Now, these are the kind of things you can do with a trademark as a property, same as if you are doing with a patent also. Own, buy, sell, get loan. Yes, it is very common. You can get loan. Just recently, my client has taken loan almost 3 crores. Like he was expecting 1 crore for that patent, but he bank has offered him 3 crores kind of a thing. That strong patent he is having. The, he's like he has processed that very recently, 1 month or 2 months back only. Licensing you can do, then the will you can do. I have told you will is necessary because patent 20 years it is expiring, so maybe but still it is better that you should do the patenting of that way. In the will you should mention that particular how to calculate the value of a trademark. Okay, so for calculation of the trademark valuation of any IP, there are different methods are there, like a cost method is there, market approach is there. So based on the simple example I can give you, suppose I want to value your patent. What I will do, I will check the related patents in that particular area currently available and how they are working. Or for example, if I want to do it with a trademark, so Google is there, so I will check that all competitors how they are doing and how much earning is there. And suppose you are upcoming kind of a thing, Google established, I know the value of how exactly it is working and what is the revenue of that particular thing, right? So that is something comparison with the available thing. Then I will check how much investment I have done for that building up a brand, because I have done a lot of efforts to build that brand. No, I have started with no. I was not aware about Google when I have like started this company in 1980s. But eventually, people come to know about that because of the offerings. So I have invested that many years. My employees, I have that employees, and then I have given a salary for them. I have created infrastructure. I've invested in marketing. So whatever that investments I have done, that is called as a cost approach. I am costing how much I have invested to build up that brand, and then I will say that yes, this is my value. So for example, Salman Khan in first movie he will not get, not that these are the celebrities, these are the trademarks you can say, huh? So he will not get in the first movie that particular kind of consideration, but he has built up a brand, and now he will say that no, I will take only 100 crores or 50 crore for one movie. So that building up is there, that building up is done, that valuation is like a buyer. That is a cost approach is there, then market approach is there. So in that way means that detailed discounted cash flow method and all that thing, methods are there that we have to do calculation, and you can do that thing means that particular thing is definitely available. So what is the life of a trademark? Life of trademark is like a indefinite. That is the only IP which you can renew, and therefore you see Philips 150 years old, Siemens 150 years old, still these brands are there. Still this trademark is there. So why these trademarks are there? Because every 10 years they will renew their trademark. Again, it is a territorial right. So every jurisdiction they will go and they will renew that particular thing. Okay. So this is about trademark. Copyright I have told you. Life of author 60 years. Okay. Patent it is a 20 years. That is a, these three are there. Industrial design is another important industrial property. I have not dealt it with it here, but the life of industrial design is a 15 years. Simple example, if industrial design, suppose this mobile is there, and we are very well aware about a fight between Apple, Qualcomm, Apple, Samsung. They're fighting for this design, no? That age, that age. So this is something that industrial design is like a is there. Okay, and that life is a 15 years. So every IP have a different life. Only trademark is a indefinite. It is like a owner. And quickly, I will just give you idea about management, IP management, and we will stop. That this was the, you can see the year 1998. This kind of um, diagram is given by Silliman actually as a practicing lawyer actually. Then this is a dough chemical. I always give example of dough chemical because this is the best in IP management considering IP audit, because they are the one in 1994 they have done the audit of their own IP activities, and they have won a lot after that auditing because they realized idle patent scenario or patents which are not useful but still maintenance fees given to that. So they have managed that thing, and if I'm correctly saying, they have saved in licensing almost like 125 billion dollars. It's all billion dollars only, means it's not imaginary, it's a fact, because these are the worldwide um, presences there of these organizations. And this is something during my research I have developed this model. After that, I'm not seeing anybody have crossed it. Yet I'm waiting that somebody should work on it and develop it further, because yeah, means we can have the further development in that particular domain IP audit. Okay. Now, if you see this 15 stages are there of IP management. So if anybody, for example, college has to develop IPR cell, probably this model will be helpful to you for developing your IP activities and plan your IP activities. Okay. So these 15 stages are there and you can plan your activities around that. Okay. So I guess I should stop here. These are the two free courses. I'm just giving you information. Roadmap just finished. Entrepreneurship and IP strategies coming up in July. You can enroll for that particular thing. And one more announcement I have recently done, that I have observed that many people may not have a time, and in short time they have to do the activities like patent filing, learning patent filing, because we cannot depend on the attorney and all. So I will say that yes, professional patent filing you yourself can do, and start raising funding, and then you can hire attorney, something like that you can plan. So three courses I am offering. I will share the brochure of that with Ravindra sir. He can share it with you. Now, that is a foundation of IP. These are the certificate courses from IIT, and you can get the certificate from IIT for that completion. Obviously, I will take an exam after, small exam, MCQ type, so that I will get idea, and it will be open book exam, so that you can work on that particular thing, and then participation certificate is there, but it will be better if you want a certificate with a grading and all. That two types of certificates we are offering after that course actually. Okay. So I guess I should stop here. It's already 12:15. So if anybody have any questions, most welcome.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you.
It's a really interesting and learning experience for all of us. There are a few questions in chat box, ma'am. I will read that.
Okay, huh?
If a person dies after filing a patent, can their family members can claim the patent?
Yeah. So that is a property, and that is a property. So for next 20 years, that life of patent is there. So yes, heirs are getting that, and you need not to worry about that. Succession Act comes into the picture. Indian Succession Act is there. Hindu Succession Act is there. So according to that, heirs, although will not be there. If in will that fellow, this is a question, because probably that fellow may not be aware about this is a property and I should mention it into the will, and if he forgot to mention it in will, then who will own it? So according to the intestate way of succession is there, na? So class 1 heirs are there, class 2 heirs are there in Hindu succession. In Muslim there is a different law of inheritance is there. So according to that, definitely that will be passed to the heirs.
Thank you, ma'am. Another question is duration in months to publish research paper after PCT application.
So please remember that once you file your application, immediately you can go for a publication. You need not to wait, because see, publishing in a very good journal also it takes 1 year, no? So better it is like that. Do both activities parallel, and because in the review process nobody is going to see your paper if once it goes into the review. But you should before that and every journal, if every good journal, I'm talking about a very standard journals, before publishing they are like taking your consent, your copyright form will be filled. So make sure that before that it should be applied. That way you can do. Okay.
Another question is, ma'am, how to calculate value of trademark?
So trademark, I have just explained that cost approach is there or market approach is there. So there are different approaches are there. Frankly speaking, now if I want to really tell you, there are methods available. We are following that particular thing. They are okay, coming up near to the value, and worldwide we are following that particular thing. But still, I many times feel that we have to work and we have to make it foolproof to do the valuation. And yeah, one of my student is working on that particular thing, that IP valuation. She's trying to develop that. What are the different parameters we can have, which will help to give a correct valuation of that trademark or copyright or whatever IP type is. But there are methods, and worldwide that is followed. Okay. How to apply a copyright? And any requirements. So copyright the wow, two things are there. For copyright, Berne Convention is there, so it does not require actually registration. That is a one answer. Okay, so right now also if you have written something, immediately that you get a copyright over that. Now, suppose I want to kind of the book I have developed, and I'm just thinking that oh, I should. It will be adapted as a movie. Chetan Bhagat hai, na? All that you know, 3 date movie and all that thing. Harry Potter is there, na? Like J.K. Rowling. So if you are having that, if you feel that that kind of a novelty is there and you want to register that thing, just visit Copyright India website is there. On IP India only, that copyright tag you will see. Form 14 is there. It is very easy to file that application. Actually, that question comes always. So in this course, which is on 23rd, 24th May, actually, I have given 1 day for copyright filing. I'm sure that once you go through that, you will file copyright easily. And then 1 day I have given for trademark. You can just do that course, and I'm very sure you will file trademark for yourself also, and you can help your friends also. So 1 day you can learn that thing. That is my challenge. I should transfer that thing in a 1 day to you, so that you will be well equipped. Or 4 days for patent I have given, so that if in 4 days course you will do, you will be like well equipped with the patent. You will file series patent, series of patents. I'm very sure about that. Yeah, thank you, Suryamoshi sir.
Another question is, ma'am, what are the specific rights of applicant and inventors?
Legal rights are with applicant or assignee. Inventor don't have any legal right. So we have to be very careful when we are like putting name of a applicant. So I always suggest that uh, uh, especially if institutes are there, they are following the standard way that college name will come as applicant, and faculty or student name will come as an inventor. But you should have a policy that although these names are there, how much share of revenue you are giving to the faculty or a student that is inventor. So in our case, in IIT Bombay follows 70-30 kind of a sharing. That is 70% goes to inventor, 30% goes to the institute. IIT Kharagpur follow 50-50 model. So you have to design on that particular thing. That is a one thing. Second thing, what happens if you are in an entrepreneurial activity? I have handled these cases. Many times what happens, you are a very close group, no? And your friends are only working with you. And then you feel, oh, my friend, I should put his name in the applicant. Never do that thing. You are running a business. You don't want to enter in any conflict later on. So while putting name of the applicant, you should be careful. And suppose four of your friends have contributed, create a document, write down names, write down how much they have contributed, write down the percentage, and keep it very carefully, because conflict comes when money starts flowing. So after 4 years, 5 years, there may be a conflict, and that will be very painful thing. So if your documents are clear, you will not enter into that kind of that scenario. Okay, so that is the case.
One question I wants to add into this. Is like in the research paper, there is a sequence of authors based on their contributions. There is a
Nothing is
corresponding.
there. Nothing is there in patent. If you are eight inventors in that patent, sequence doesn't matter. Yeah, it is your internal thing. So as I have told, suppose in the college you are there, your colleague is there, and two students are work together. So four inventors are there. So better you just create a document to mention that how much contribution, intellectual contribution, physical contribution, we doesn't matter. Intellectual contribution is very important. So you just note down that particular thing, that how much percentage of intellectual contribution is there, so that that will be your internal thing. Patent office does not have to do anything with that. Nobody want to do anything with that. Okay, that is the case.
We have some questions from our side, ma'am.
Yeah.
As most of the participants are MPharm's PhD students and faculty members, and they are doing their research works in different areas. So can you guide us, ma'am, regarding how to plan their research work and when they should publish in the conference or research papers, and when should they patent their research work?
So as I have already told you that unless until you get application number, don't disclose it in the conference or paper. But I have already told you that publishing in a good journal takes time. So maybe it will go for review, and before giving that consent, after review, one review, second review, your paper will be accepted. But before that, it should be like you can say that patent application is filed there. Okay, so that is very important. Okay, I'm giving my mail ID here. Yes. Also, you can see whatever activities I'm doing, I generally announce it on the LinkedIn or Facebook. So maybe you can follow that particular thing. And yes, you can write to me on this particular mail ID also.
Sure.
Okay.
One more question.
Yes, please.
When we are filing a provisional patent, how much percentage of the research work should be completed so that it is safe for to file a complete specification?
Okay, so a very important thing you have to remember is that your complete specification is based on your provisional. So whenever you are disclosing the things in the provisional application, you have to make sure that everything you will disclose. Only thing is that I have already given you example of ethanol hydrocarbon. Make that sure. So if you forget to mention anything in provisional, you cannot claim it in the complete specification. So that caution you have to take during provisional application. And what is the stage? So it is, you have to gauge that by the end of 12 months, suppose I'm filing provisional, I should be sure that at the end of 12 months, I'm able to give the specification which are required for a complete specification, that your gauge is there. So if you do that thing, you can plan accordingly. Okay.